Hi. A backstory of my post graduation is the theme I will talk to you about. When I graduated with a BSc degree, though there was the Department of Geology, University of Kerala, was ready and was founded, came into being. There was no program for a postgraduate degree course in geology. However, my immediate senior in the college, Mr. P.K. Thambi, joined Sagar University in Madhya Pradesh for a M.Tech degree in applied geology with a scholarship of rupees 150 rupees monthly for 3 years. And Thampi and I were good friends, and we always met whenever he was down in Trivandrum during vacations from the university in the what we call as the joint around the mango tree on the east side of Cowshed in the University College campus on holidays even. And Thambi actually told me that I don't have to worry about my post-graduation, study well. And for me, an admission in the Sagar University Geology Department will not be very tough if I scored a first-class degree, because that will attract 150 rupees scholarship also, which will easily meet the expenses outside of the what is called tuition fee, etc. So, when Thambi came on summer vacation in 1963, Thambi had rather met me immediately and told asked whether I knew about my graduation or the results, etc., and what is the likely standing. Then I informed him that informally I was told that I stood first class first in the university examination in 1963, which was informally told to me by Professor K.K. Menon, who just presided over the newly created Department of Geology. Then Thampi said, this is the address, you write a letter, they will send you an application blank, and unlike these days, even though the postal system was so much archaic, such a request for application blanks will be met for some reason, I don't know, very quickly, and I had within a week or so the application blank. One good thing about the universities outside of Kerala or the North Indian universities is that you don't have to give all the proof of your passing, etc., etc. You have to just declare that you have passed, you have such and such a percentage mark or such and such a class, and you may be considered for admission. This I wrote and I submitted, and in fact I got a call for interview saying that I am provisionally selected for the 3-year M.Tech course with so many conditions. One important condition is at the time of joining, I will have to provide a proof of my scores, my grade, my class, etc., etc. So my admission was rather ensured by the last week of, or middle or last week of July. Occasionally I went, during those days, went to the see Professor K.K. Menon to inquire about what is happening as far as the starting of the new course of MSc Geology in Kerala University was concerned. He said, as such, there is no plan. Okay, well, my parents were kindly anxious, sort of anxious, both my dad and mother, that a young man is going away from home for 3 years to a different place where the language is not Malayalam, and it is an alien land actually for them those days. So my brother also was a Kochetan, I call, not the eldest one, the one in the middle between the eldest and me. He was also probably conscious but never expressed. In fact, he encouraged. Like we made enough money to buy the immediate necessities like a suitcase, dresses, shoes, everything. And in fact, when Thampi booked for a ticket, I also booked for a ticket from Thiruvananthapuram to Madras Central and then to Sagar. Okay. Then what happened was, by the first week or August or so, a 2-column advertisement appeared in the Malayalam paper in the name of the University of Kerala, saying that the University of Kerala will inaugurate the MSc course in geology from that year, that is 63, and the last date for submission of completed applications in all respects, that is the catch, all respects need to be with the university before the 20th of August or some such date. Well, of course, my dad saw this. Of course, my mother doesn't read newspaper voraciously because, those days, for one thing, women did not care about what is printed in the newspaper because news was dealing with things that happened outside of the household. Whereas my father came and asked me, did I see that ad? I said, yes, I saw it. What is your plan? I think I said, being a new department, it is better that I go to Sagar because it is a M.Tech degree and 3 years I have a fellowship. There is no fellowship under the Kerala University anyway, those days. Then, of course, he did not make any obvious disapproval, but probably, yes, he had some idea, some reservations about my going. That was not expressed to me in so many words. So I was not very smart enough to catch that anyway. So when it came to the, date of my departure, closer to the date of my departure, a week before my date of departure, with the Thambi, by train from Trivandrum Central in the evening, so-called Madras mail to Chennai, etc. Then those days it was Madras, not Chennai. My dad became a little uneasy physically. He started running fever. He became feverish. And he was not going about whatever his occasions during those days. And was bedridden rather. And was Mr. Koshi, or Koshi sir as I called, gave my dad some drugs to swallow, but without any use actually. So we were living in a new house those days. The house was inaugurated on the 10th of January 1963 in Ambalamukka near Kavadiyar or whatever, between Kavadiyar and Perurkada, north side of the Krishnaswamy temple. So there is a veranda in front, and in the veranda is actually something like a drawing room, where guests and we sat down together and chit-chatted. So one of the things we have been doing is sit down in the veranda, talk to my Kochetan for hours together about my trip there, my studies there, my things, how things will happen at home in Thiruvananthapuram, and things of this sort. And definitely he always encouraged my trip. So for some reason, once the advertisement appeared in the newspaper, I told Thambi that I might stay back. I might not join the M.Tech course for the reason that I will be ready to look for a job in just 2 years instead of 3 years. Because, when you do a 2-year course, you're definitely ahead of few hundred students who have graduated with MSc degree in geology in India. So Thambi said, no, it's up to you. If you decide to go, you go. If you decide to stay back, you stay back. Fine, no problem. But Thambi used to come and see in our home quite frequently also. In addition to Thambi, there was another guy, Mr. V.C. Joseph. Now he probably is alive somewhere in Australia, who was senior to me and senior to Thambi, but for some reason he had to stay back in the geology department to do the final exam again for some reason, which for some reason he could not complete. Anyway, so what has happened was, I and Thambi were supposed to go on a certain date, which is closer to our first week of August, and when my father was kind of bedridden and running fever, high temperature for several days, more than 4 days, more than 5 days maybe. So my Kochetan and I were sitting in the veranda and doing our nightly talk, his discourse and my answers, his comments, my posters till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, like that. And the day before, in other words, the night before my departure, my taking the train to Chennai, also we sat down and talked to each other. And then that was kind of a parting discussion, because I was going for probably half a year, 6 months away from home, about the finances. Of course, some money was there with us. Separately kept for the expenditure in the university in Sagar. By that time, until the time I may get my scholarship, Thambi said, scholarship money will be disbursed in the third month or so, first term, at the end of the first term. So that was also a very encouraging suggestion. So my father was laid up. He was sleeping, or rather sleeping through his suffering from high fever. And my brother, around when we were about to say good night, asked me a final question. Hey, you saw what is happening to our lad. You still want to go? He got upset. Our lad got upset because I made a decision to go to Sagar in spite of the course being offered in Kerala University. Then you know what I said? It is a surprise to him. It was a surprise to everyone. Not everyone in the sense, mom and dad. I told my brother, Kocheta, I have dropped the idea of going to Sagar. I will instead study in Kerala University at Trivandrum. So this was a bolt from the blue, positively, and immediately he jumped up and walked into my father's bed and told Dad that, Dad, you know something? Vikraman is not going to Sagar tomorrow morning. Then, of course, Dad did not ask for any clarification, but surprisingly, what I saw the next morning was he went to our well in the compound. I took a long shower or a bath and, had his breakfast and went about doing whatever he used to do. And all the fever, everything, etc., disappeared instantaneously. My mother was exceedingly happy. Everyone was happy. I was also kind of happy because I did not know exactly, what would be the shape of things things to be offered by the Kerala University, etc., etc. But anyway, later on, it proved to be a very wise decision for several things. One, Professor Menon knew me very well. Krishnan Nair sir knew me very well through the 2 years, and I could, at the end of the course, I could maintain again the first rank among the 5 students who participated in the course. Me, A. Thomas, K.K. Ramendran, Bhaskaran Nair, and P. Krishnamurthy. This was the team of 5 of the first year MSc course of the University of Kerala. Thank you.